isn't that far away. I don't, I don't know that that's where we're going to be yet,
It's
especially in Manatee County. I
under
mean,
the FADS and CDC and the governor's guidelines. Plan A is obviously looking like the least likely, um,
right,
and so Plan B or C are the one. And you already know what Plan C looks like because you've been doing it the last couple of months. So really, the
right,
focus is on fleshing out Plan B.
correct. That is correct.
You mentioned the screening. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that looks like? Kids
Yes,
when they come.
the screening kind of goes back to, those CDC guidelines and what you're seeing in some cases with gyms and so forth now, and some other offices and protocols that are in place. But we would need to provide masks for everyone. We're going to have to make sure the rooms are set up where appropriate spacing is in place. We're going to have to identify anybody coming in the building doesn't have a temperature, or doesn't get one. Now, remember, just because they have a temperature doesn't mean they have COVID. They could have a toothache. They could have, any variety of things. But unfortunately, now with this situation, if there's anyone with any slight temperature, and I think the magic number is 100.4 based on the CDC guidelines, we're going to have to treat it as if it could possibly be this, so that we have them isolated with an isolation room, and until their parent is able to pick them up and treat them, that way. If an employee, is also carrying this, of course, the expectation is they can't come to work. And I don't know about you, but it's hard sometimes if you just don't feel good. Sometimes we've all pushed through when we've come to work. Well, in today's pandemic world, really everyone that does have a temperature is not feeling well is going to need to remain at home, just for their own safety, but as well as safety for everybody in that building space. But if you reduce the number of students on campus by 50%, that means you would reduce the number of students in a classroom with the teacher on any given day. So half the kids would be there on one day, the next day the other half would be. And while you're at home, you would be seeing your lessons through our Schoology platform.
Okay, I was just going to make sure that's what blended meant. That's what I've heard. So
Yeah,
half the students come in on one day and learn in school, half the students learn at home, and then they rotate throughout the week.
correct.
Uh, to wrap it up, can you say which option you think is most likely, or even which one you prefer?
I prefer the traditional brick and mortar. I cannot wait. I can't tell you, I go into schools weekly, and it's just odd to walk into the building during a school year and there are no students there. I prefer seeing them there. I prefer the excitement you get and everything that we deliver and all that comes with a traditional education. Um, but I'm not sure that we will see that in August. If you're asking me today, based on the scenario of cases and kind of the gauge of where we're looking from a state and a nation, I would say probably the blended model is our best hope of a scenario starting the school year.